With Major League Baseball and the union nearing the finalization of changes that would add opioid testing for major leaguers, Commissioner Rob Manfred said Tyler Skaggs' death led to the change. The death of a major league player is a devastating event for all of Major League Baseball, Manfred said during a press conference at the winter meetings on Wednesday. I think you saw it in terms of the reaction following that terrible event. I think that it was a motivating factor in the Commissioner's office and the MLB getting together and addressing in the context of our industry what is really a societal problem in terms of opioids. Under the current drug agreement, major leaguers are tested only for performance-enhancing drugs. They are not tested for drugs of abuse, which includes recreational drugs, without probable cause. Once the new agreement is finalized, it would add opioids to the list of banned substances for which all big leaguers are tested. Players would reportedly be entered into a treatment program, rather than suspended for a positive opioid test. They could be suspended for failing to comply with treatment. Hats off to Tony Clark, head of the union, for being forthcoming on the issue and making an agreement that is realistic in terms of how you handle people with opioid problems, Manfred said. I think it will be a real improvement for the industry going forward. Skaggs died on July 1 in his hotel room in the Dallas area. 2 months later, the medical examiner revealed that he had opioids oxycodone and fentanyl in his system when he died. I'm just thankful that the Players Union and MLB were able to address a serious issue in our nation, that doesn't have any boundaries and crosses lines into sport, and work together for the betterment of our players, Angels general manager Billy Epler said Wednesday. It shows a lot of human touch on the powers that be, and I'm thankful for it. The Otani rule. Epler said he's hoping that MLB will grant two-way player status to Shohei Ohtani before the start of the regular season, which could allow the team to begin the year with one more pitcher on the roster than any other. The rule, which is expected to go into effect next season, would limit roster size to 26, including just 13 pitchers. In order to qualify as a two-way player and not subject to the pitcher limit, a player would need to pitch 20 innings and play in 20 games as a position player or DH during the previous season. Ohtani obviously wouldn't meet that standard to start the season, because he was recovering from Tommy John surgery and didn't pitch in 2019. If he's not granted the exemption, he would be classified as a two-way player after he plays in 20 games as a DH. Extended netting at Angel Stadium. The Angels will extend the protective netting another 35 feet farther down each on side of the field next season, part of Major League Baseball's newly announced plan to improve fan safety at all 30 ballparks. Manfred announced the initiative on Wednesday. The netting will be placed in front of more seating sections on each side, extending to section 127 on the first base side and 109 on the third base side. Also, Epler said the Angels are closing in on a deal for a catcher, having narrowed it to about 4 candidates. 2 of them are free agents Martin Maldonado and Jason Castro, with the others likely via the trade route. Andrew Bailey, the Angels' bullpen coach, was hired as the San Francisco Giants pitching coach. Bailey had spent 2 years on the Angels staff, including 1 as a coaching assistant and video replay coordinator. Join the conversation. We invite you to use our commenting platform to engage in insightful conversations about issues in our community. Although we do not pre-screen comments, we reserve the right at all times to remove any information or materials that are unlawful, threatening, abusive, libelous, defamatory, obscene, vulgar, pornographic, profane, indecent or otherwise objectionable to us, and to disclose any information necessary to satisfy the law, regulation, or government request. We might permanently block any user who abuses these conditions. If you see comments that you find offensive, please use the flag as inappropriate feature by hovering over the right side of the post, and pulling down on the arrow that appears. Or, contact our editors by emailing moderator@scng.com. Blog comments powered by Discourse.